recording now. So just a quick overview of what we'll do today. I'm going to just touch on the Nikki Lund site. I know that launch went live this morning, and thank you for everyone that signed up for the Thunderclap sharing campaign, which was pretty cool. I think we got well above our goal of 100 people that signed up, so I haven't seen the final stats yet. So that was really cool. I'm just going to show you guys the site in case you haven't seen it. So I know we're really excited about that. Greg and Lucius have been working really hard. Everyone on the team has just been working really hard for the launch today. So some really exciting things with Nikki Lund coming up, and I'll show you guys that. We'll get into the Father's Day designs, and I call them Father's Day designs, but really they can be all year round. Obviously, you want to probably hit them hard over the next few weeks with some of these designs for Father's Day, but I try to research some designs and get Lisa, our designer, to do designs that don't necessarily just call out Father's Day, but also you know, give you a chance to add some really cool quality designs to your store so that you can promote those pretty much all year round for dads and stuff and for guy stuff. And so I'll show you that. So what we're going to do with that, I'll show you the site. Normally, I did not have time this go around with the Father's Day to mock a bunch of the stuff up on products. I can try to work on that and maybe get that to you guys maybe in the next couple of days or so. But I at least wanted to get you the art if you are interested in it, and you can start mocking them up on products yourselves with the new product feature where you can upload the mock-ups right from Printex. That should save you a lot of time, and really that's why we try to do as much as we could before, so it would save you guys as much time as possible. So like I said, the designer, she just kind of finished those up earlier today, so I didn't have time to get them all on like aprons and products, but we'll go over them. I'll give you some suggestions, and like I said, you guys know what your store is about, so more than likely you'll probably have them on the products that you would like anyway. So we'll go over that, and then also I'll show you how we did that, and also if you do want to purchase those designs, I'll show you again the wine glasses we're going to give you. I think there's about 24 wine glass designs that I did export and have them ready to go. So you guys can actually import those right into your store. So you'll get those as a bonus for free, no extra cost, if you would like to purchase the Father's Day design. So we'll go over that, and then I'm going to do a quick tutorial. I know we had some questions for those of you that have the done-for-you sites, especially the family and grandma store. Some of the designs that sell really well and have sold well, like the Cool Grandma, you may be hard-pressed to find PSDs, and we're trying to get that organized and go through the done-for-you site and find the PSDs. They were kind of just not really organized at first very well, so we're trying to get that all those PSDs and PNGs for you guys, so that way if you are getting orders, you can go and open up the PSD and create your order for the manual personalized stuff. But if you just have the PNG, we're just going to do a quick tutorial of how you can do that. In case you have orders ready to go and you can't seem to get find the PSD, I can show you how to easily do that and create a design just out of a PNG in Photoshop. And so we'll do that, and then we'll just open it up for any questions that you guys have. Okay, so let's start with, let me see if you have any questions right now before I get started. Are the affiliate links available for Nikki Lund? I believe they are. I don't know offhand. I'll Skype Greg and see if those are ready to go. Robert was asking that. I believe he's ready to go on that, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So Howard's also asking, when loading up a new t-shirt design, would you recommend cloning a similar product and add it so I wouldn't have to create the variants? Absolutely. I would not do it any other way. So if you want to start with a new, say if you have like a black t-shirt and you want this new design to go on there, I would definitely just find an older one, clone it up, make sure that the mock-up is right how you like it, so that way, like you said, you don't have to go through each variable, do the shipping prices, the sizes, and all that, and it's simply just a copy. And then if you want to copy those over to a funnel product, you can easily do that too. So Jeanette is asking what a PSD is. A PSD stands for a Photoshop document. Okay, so that is something that you open up in Photoshop. It's specifically for Photoshop, and when you open it up, it usually has a set of layers or however the design was created. And I'll kind of go over that with you in case I know there's a lot of beginners on here too that maybe have Photoshop but just don't understand just what the files are and the layers are. So again, I'll stress that I'm not a Photoshop expert. I do know my way around it a little bit, but I can at least get you going in case you guys have any questions for that. Okay, cool. So first, let me show you the Nikki Lund site. I know Greg wanted to show you guys this before we got started. In case you haven't seen it, here is the site. Let's just move this bar out of the way. So very sleek design, very cool, very simple, basic. She's only got a handful of products that she's running right now, and which I think is really cool. So she's not overloading and having pages and pages of products, which I think is really it's really helpful. But if you guys want, I'll put this in the chat. If you want to check this out, you can definitely go and check it out and just see kind of what we've been up to with Nikki and all that stuff, and just kind of check out some of her designs. And definitely a very, very talented lady, and she, she's really smart and she's a really good businesswoman, and so it's really cool to be affiliated with her. And I'll just kind of go through some of this stuff so you guys can kind of see how they set it up, the product pages and all that. So very nice, sleek design, looks really good. And so I will put that in the chat in case you guys want to check that out after or during or whenever you like the webinar today. So there is Nikki Lund's site right there. Okay, so next thing I want to go over is the Father's Day design pack. I'm having some issues with the shop site right now. Let me get to another one. So here, I'm just going to go, because I know usually when we kind of send you guys to these design packs, we usually have a page set up, a sales page, type of like a long form page. But this, for whatever reason, something's going on with our site, so I am not able, like normally, say for the Mother's Day, I would have sent you guys to a page. We kind of explain everything right here, and then we give you some links. If you want to see them, it will actually give you the images, and we'll just link you right over to the campaign, or you can buy it with this button here. And I was just having, nothing was saving for me, so I wanted to make sure that I had this ready to go. So now, let's see, when you come over here, you'll see the Happy Father's Day. It's going to take you just straight to the campaign, okay? And so, which is fine and probably easier anyway, but so just be aware of that. So I'm going to put this in the chat, and you guys can look at it on your computers too if you'd like. I'm going to go over some of the designs and just kind of show you what we have, and it's 10 designs, and it's $49.99, so $5 a design, which is really awesome. And I think a lot of cool stuff here and a lot of good opportunities with some cool products too. So there is the link to the Father's Day campaign. Okay, so basically I only put the price underneath this Father's Day right here, and you can see you'll see here. Then you can just add those to the cart if you'd like. And then you'll see down here, this is just this is a 24 bonus wine glass designs. I just put one example in there for now for you guys, and I'll show you the collection. Randy had the collection, and I'll kind of go over that with you. But if you do buy this, you'll get all those for free also. So you can actually import those right in your store. And like I said, these, you're just going to get the artwork and the fonts, and you can create the products you would like for now. I will try to mock some up, like I said, over the next couple days, and at least get some maybe export zips for you. But like I said, if you want to get going, I just know that Father's Day is not too far away, so I want to give you a chance to get going instead of waiting on me. So let's just go through some of these. You can see a couple of them I did do manually personalize. If you don't want it like that way, I gave you the PSD if you want to change it up. We definitely try to feature the personalization with Trex and everything like that, with the auto personalize where it's live. But remember, we sold a lot of shirts before just with the manually personalized stuff, and I know it's a little bit longer of a process and not as cool on the site, but sometimes it makes a little bit more sense, especially for holidays like Father's Day and Mother's Day, when you're trying to get coffee mugs and all kinds of shirts and stuff in front of people. I mean, more than likely, unless you figure out a way, like if you're going to do names like this, they're going to have more than one kid. If not, then it's just, you put the one in. So I just did a couple like this for you guys. This could be a really cool t-shirt, obviously, with with the kids' names at the end. It can also be like a mug, a couple of different products. It doesn't necessarily just have to be a t-shirt. So it says all kinds of Happy Father's Day, World world's greatest father, best dad ever, that kind of stuff. Okay, this one is just a non-personalized. I thought this would make a really good coffee mug, and it's just father's kind of like an acronym, and it's just got some, patient, strong, hero, reliable provider. So something very simple and basic. No personalization on that one. This one is personalized. The Miller boys, father and son. And I was even thinking after we were done with this, if you want to promote this a couple different ways, you can actually take the PSD if you'd like, and you can manipulate that to maybe do sons. And I can maybe show you how to do that. But in case there was more than one, or you just want to, kind of target people with just, I don't know if you can do an amount of children, but this is a really cool design. I know this was a top seller on Pinterest. It was similar to this. We kind of took the basic design, the basic concept, and just definitely, but this had over like 15,000 repins and all that kind of stuff. So I just knew that was really popular. That's what I tried to do, was to find the most popular things that I can find around through other sites and Pinterest and things like that, where you can, so we know that there have been success with these things before. I really like this one. This one is a really cool. It's another kind of fishing shirt, for dad. They can put the last name in here, so that makes it really easy for personalization. Fishing run through our blood, kind of has the American flag right there. Very popular design. I've seen this a lot through a few of the different platforms out there, but this is a very popular design. So we just changed it up. We added, actually was, I don't even know if there was, with this particular design, there's almost every niche was in front of that flag. Fishing, hunting, just guns, everything you can think of, but that's a very, very popular design. So I wanted to make sure we got some barbecue stuff for dad. So we have the aprons, the beer mugs, and the stuff like that. You might have to manipulate that a little bit for beer mugs, but this was more of like a shirt type apron thing where they could add in their last name. It's kind of like their own meat company. So very cool there. This is another one that you can just kind of for girls, with for daughters. A little cool saying I researched a lot of dad quotes, and this was one of the more popular ones. A daughter may outgrow your lap, but she will never outgrow your heart. I know that if I got that with my little girl's name on it, yeah, it would be Waterworks. So this one particularly, we designed for a frosted beer mug. You can change this up if you want when you get the PSD, if you want to add some color for shirts, but this one I wanted to make sure that you guys had this for just a beer mug. So obviously it just has father on there, and just you can either do the first name with the right now we just did Gregory. You can do the first name, or if you wanted to do last name, however you want to promote it. But very easy. 2 forms of personalization. Should be a very easy auto personalized design for you. But I think that's going to go over really cool on beer mugs, the frosted beer mug that we have. Okay, and then Super Dad to the whatever last name, the personalized family last name. Come on. So very cool there. So very easy, simple, personalized design there. This one is, this kind of things I like because you can do these on coffee mugs, and I don't know if necessarily like you can put these on t-shirts also, but I think this is like more for a dad. Could be on a coffee mug, or if you wanted to do youth shirts, so the little girl or the little boy, whoever wanted to put this on, can actually just wear it too. So those are just some ideas for you. While you're creating products, I would definitely probably put this on a few color of the youth shirts and coffee mugs and stuff like that. Okay, and then this one is kind of more for dads. You can do this on just about any product. The aprons and all that kind of stuff is just a vintage dad established. Whatever year they became a dad is kind of what you're searching for there. So that's very cool vintage looking shirt, aged to perfection. And those are the 10, and then obviously the wine glasses. Okay. So those are the 10 that we have for now. We'll try to find some more that we might be able to throw in, but I at least wanted to get those to you before it got much later in the month and you had time to promote those. Okay. So let me see, any questions on that stuff, guys? I'll go over to the wine glasses to kind of show you which ones that you're going to be getting. Let me just pull up the questions here. Okay, so is there a way for, this is from Andra, is there a way for us to have an affiliate plan for different people? We already know that want to sell our product line? If so, how does that work? Are you talking about the Nikki Lung affiliates, Andra? I'm not sure if that's what you mean. Bonnie really likes the designs. How do we get the beer mug blank? Howard's asking that. Are you talking about the mock-up, Howard? If you're talking about the mock-up, it should be in the product. When you create a product, it should be in the beer mug. Oh, no, your own. Okay, Angela, reach out to me later, because that might, I don't necessarily understand exactly what you're asking, but if you reach out to me after the webinar on Skype, I'll put my Skype in there. We can talk about it later, and I'll definitely get your question answered for sure. Okay. Is the father and son design personalized with the last name? That's from Carl. Let's see, the father, son. Yes. So if you come over here, you can have it can be personalized like that with the last name. So with the PSD, you know what? Now that you kind of mentioned that, I think I might change that up, and I'll change that before. If you guys do purchase these, I might just put that on its own line and move everything down a little bit, so that way if there's a longer last name, I just didn't catch that. So that's a good catch, Carl, because usually I tell our designer, usually any of the personalization I like to have on their own line, so that way if it's a really long last name, like mine is a longer last name, we have no problem fitting. So I might just do that real quick in Photoshop and just replace that PSD in the Dropbox folder. So yeah, but definitely it will have the last name on the father-son one. Okay. Lisa does so many designs for us. Sometimes I miss some of those little things, and I know sometimes she kind of forgets because she just gets really into it, and so I usually try to tell her to keep that stuff on the line. Okay. So John, if you want to if you on the order page, you'll automatically, once you order, you'll have the link that you'll be sent. We'll have the wine glass. John was asking what do we need to select on the order page to get the wine glass designs. Those come free. So once you order it, they will be in the same Dropbox link that you get on your order, and you'll see them in the folder there. Okay. So why don't we hop over to the wine glass collection, and we can kind of show you what we were talking about there. Let's see. Let's just go to Randy's site. I know Randy's been really working hard on his site. Oh, one other thing, and I'll show you while we're in here too. I included in these, let's see, where are you at, wine lovers? Okay, so I didn't put them in this collection yet, or did he? Okay, so no, we did not yet. But you will receive, we did get the like mother like son and like father like son wine glasses. So we did have those mocked up. I did include those in the zip file. So if you do purchase the Father's Day designs, you will get those also. Let's just see if I go over to my email here. So here they are. So we did because we've been selling a few of the like father like daughter wine glasses, and they're starting to kind of move a little bit. And on the page, on our page, and on the post, people are definitely asking about son. Also asking about shot glasses. So here's a like father like son and like mother like son. So I did include these in those. And if you guys want to use this as a deal of the month too, these two designs, since we have the other ones going, just go ahead and do that. Randy said he'll honor that for now. And if you just make sure that when you're in your products that you just put that in the style, so he knows DOM for deal of the month. But like I said, what I would suggest doing also is on your campaign, making sure maybe even adding a collection of all of these other ones. So when they do go to the campaign, add a collection on the bottom box there on your campaign page, where it says you have these other options so people can see them. Okay, so they can see if they go there for like father like son and maybe they have a daughter too, they can see that at the bottom of the page. Okay, if they want to order one for their wife, they can do that too. So make sure that's something I would suggest doing, just as a little tip there. I should be able to maybe find. I think I did that on one of the campaigns here. So anyway, with these, here's the other glasses you'll be getting. I know it's probably kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. So here they are. This one, I'm the fun grandma. I think we did this one earlier. But like again, personalize, they can put on their name, whatever one they like. And a lot of things are just little cool sayings. Kiss me. I like. I taste like wine. Peace, love, and wine. This is a dog rescue one. All I want to do is drink wine and rescue dogs. So that could be a really good. That could be a really good seller there if you target, obviously wine lovers and rescues and dog lovers and all that kind of stuff. So very targeted, very cool design there. Wine is my favorite fruit. We did some bride glasses for obviously for weddings and for bachelorette parties and all that stuff too. And just some cool stuff here. So this is all that Randy created, all this stuff, and he just wanted to give it to you for free if you wanted to order that. So we'd like you to try to get out there and try to promote these things. So those are the wine glasses, okay? And like I said, I added the other 2 sets to the Dropbox. Okay, so you'll get that. Okay, let's see. We have a couple more questions here. Oh yeah, so I'm just a little bit. It says Greg. This is Michael. We use Greg's GoToWebinar account. So when I'm logged in as him, that's why it says Greg. But no, it's me, the one and only. Yeah. So as far as the wine, so you're saying there's no wine glass mock-ups. Howard, I'll have to look into that. There definitely should be in there. You may have to, I don't know if there's a double wine glass mock-up, but I know there for sure there's a single. So I will get with them and see if we can add a double wine glass mock-up. But with these, since Randy already has all of this artwork, all you really need is just to upload. Let's just go over here so I can show you what I'm talking about. I know there was a little bit of confusion on this the other day. So with the stuff that Randy gives you guys and the designs that we kind of give you, want to make sure that you understand that since Randy already created this artwork with his art department, you don't have to necessarily go in there and make sure you have the art and all that. All you have to do is just take the mock-up. Now with these, you're going to get the actual products, okay? So you should be able to import them right into your store, and you should be able to just move on and adjust the pricing for whatever you would like. But honestly, like last week, or when we gave away the like mother like daughter, you don't really need to make sure you have the art, because Randy has all of the art there. So for instance, like the one that we did today, like mother like son. Okay, so you can see that we created these. We just need the background image. We don't need obviously a PNG image or like the small text image, the product image. And we really don't, since Randy has it, you don't even need the artwork. Normally, if you wanted to do your own wine glasses, if you had your own design, you would have to provide that certain dimension for the laser engraving. And I forget, I think it's 28 by 3200, but I think it's 300 DPI. Yeah. So you would have to provide that for Randy. But since he already has this stuff on these ones, you don't need to do that. You can just put this actual product image right in here too, just like your background image up here. You can just put it right in here. That also lets them know that, okay, this is one of ours. We have the wine, we have the artwork, and they'll just do it for you. Okay. As far as wine glasses, let's see. So down here, wine glasses. Okay, so yeah, see, there's only the single one. We are going to add the double ones, but for now, you can at least right-click and save that and upload it to your Photoshop, and then just duplicate that layer. And maybe I can even show you that too when we get into Photoshop, and I can show you how you could do that easily. Okay, until we get that in there. But that's a good suggestion. We're trying to get the double wine glasses. We're doing a lot of sets in there also. Okay. So speaking of Photoshop, let's move on to this, and then I'll take some questions on it if you have any after. I want to leave enough time for that. So if you are, let's say if you are, where did I have it? Up here. Nope, too many tabs. Okay. So for instance, if you have a store and you realize you don't have a PSD, and I know we had, I'm sorry, I forget his name right now, but over the weekend he did get some orders in, and he just, or whatever, we didn't have the PSD ready for him on a couple of the manually personalized designs, okay? And so what I want to show you is that you can definitely do a manually personalized, even if you just have the artwork. Now, if you go to your product and you don't have either, then obviously reach out to us right away, and we will make sure we get that to you. So let's just say, let's just take the, obviously, let's just do the cool grandma, since that was the most popular manual personalized design. Okay. Okay. Let's just take the white sheet. Okay, so let's just say you go into your store and you're promoting this, and you realize you don't have a PSD, and you got an order, and somebody's entered like 7 grandkids' names, and you don't know what to do, and maybe it's late on a Sunday or late on a Friday, and you can't get a hold of anybody. Usually we're there to answer your questions, but if you just need to get it done. So let's just say you only have the product background, but you do have the artwork, the image here, okay? And so what I would do here is I would make sure you have your Photoshop opened up, okay? And I would simply come over here, and I would just right-click on the image. You know this is going to be the art file that you need anyway. So it should be the 2800 by 3200, okay? And so I would just I would save that picture, that art file. Did I save it? Shut up. Okay. And then I would go to your Photoshop and just open up a new file and find out wherever you saved it. Okay. So now normally on a PSD, all of this would be on its own layer. Okay. So these are where your layers are over here. Normally you would have this all on your own layer. Okay. But now since you only have a PNG and it's just these words are on here, you can do a couple different things here. What I would do, let's just say this was, you know, I'll make up names as I go, but I have no way of really shutting this all off, because when you upload a PNG to Photoshop, that without layers, it's just whatever's on that graphic, it's whatever's in that file. So you can see when I turn it on and off, that's the whole thing. Normally a layer would be there with just the kids' names, where you can take your text tool and go change them very easily. But since this is all part of one file, I would want to take this out. So what else I would simply do is I come over here. It's called, let's see, I think this is called your square tool or something like that. I don't even know. I just know where I go to do it. Your rectangular marquee tool. Okay, and I would simply you can easily go over here, take a rectangle, and depending on the design, like with this one, it's pretty easy. Sometimes you have to do it a couple different times or use a different shape to kind of. All you have to do is simply put a square around the places that you want to take off, because what we want to do is we want to add in our own names, right? So we're going to have completely different names here, and you're just going to hit backspace, okay? So that takes it out. Now you're going to come over here, and you're going to start a new text layer. So as soon as I hit my T over here for text, and I come over here to my design, and as soon as I press that, you can see a new layer has come up, and you can see this is a text layer because of the letter T right here, okay? So let's say it's just going to use some names of my family. Okay, so now you can tell, like, all right, well, that's not really the same font, okay? What I should have told you is, if you don't know the font either, you're going to have to find the font, and if you can't find it, if no one has the font, or if you're just having a hard time, you need to rush, you're going to have to find a font that's very, very similar. And so maybe what I should have done is probably just let that up. So that's what I'm going to do, because sometimes this could be a little tricky. So I'm just going to step backward. And this is, in case you don't know, this is how you undo things. There's probably a command for it too, but I just do it that way. I come up to edit and step backward. So let's just step back 1 second. So I already have this selected. What I can easily do now is, just so I have it, so I can kind of refer to it, I'll copy it and then I'll paste it. And that just creates another layer, okay? So what I'll do is I'll just kind of move that down now, just move it out of the way. Okay, so now I have that layer, so it's a completely different layer, and I have it there. I still need to get rid of this, right? So I'm still going to come over here and just backspace. Oops, I got to make sure you're on the layer that you're trying to work with. Okay, and now I can kind of refer to that. What is this? What is this? So again, I'll come over here now. I'm going to start a new layer in Photoshop. And so what I'll do is I'll start, like I said, I'll start typing names in. I think 2 spaces are probably good on this kind of stuff. Okay, so I want to try to make sure that I find a font that's very similar if I can't find it exactly. And you'll find out once you know how to do some of these things, even when you start doing designs, you'll find out that this will help you when you're even creating your own designs if you want to try this stuff yourself or you want to try doing designs yourself. So again, when I'm going to have to obviously make that bigger. So you type your text tool in here. If you hit Control or Command A, depending on if you're on a Mac or a PC, that selects everything that you have in there. Okay. That if a little shortcut here is if you hit Control, and I think on a Mac it's Command T, it brings up this little text box, and it kind of has spacing and text and color, and it's just a little cheat box, so you don't have to go up here and do all of it. So you can see I want to make that, you can type in a bigger font, and sometimes if you hover right over that T and just slide it across, it actually makes it a little bit bigger for you. Okay, now this is the spacing. I'm going to obviously want to bring that spacing down a little bit. And the same thing, you can kind of just hover right over it and drag it, or you can enter it in manually. Okay, so I would kind of do something like that. Now I want to find a font that is matching this. I'm trying to think of what this font is. Let's see. I had this font earlier. Geez, what is it? Oh, cool grandma fonts. What is it? Oh, Geared Slab. Okay. So if you don't know it offhand, like I said, you can usually, if you have fonts or if you find fonts online, you can usually download them for free. Normally, you should have a bunch of fonts that we've given you. They should be installed on your computer. So if I still have it all highlighted, all I want to do is make sure it's highlighted and click on this. And on mine, you can kind of go through and you can kind of see how they look. That's why I was saying if you don't know it exactly, you can kind of find something that's very similar and then just go with that until, like I said, if you're getting orders in until you get it all set and we get back to you or whatever the case may be. I just wanted to show you some of this stuff so you can do it on your own. Okay, so you want to obviously get as close as you can from the design that you showed somebody, because that's why they bought it, they liked it. So you can kind of go through, and like I said, you're just going to find something similar. I think I actually have this on here. Maybe it's not Geared Slab. Oh, I think I remember. Let's see. Let's try Arsena, maybe. I don't even know if I have that. Okay. Anyway, I thought I had this one on here, but I don't. So I'm just going to try to find something similar here. And that should have been it, but okay, we'll just go with something simple here, just kind of for example here. So I'll just kind of go with Cantor. Okay, I know it's not exactly, but just for example, so I can show you here. So then obviously you would want to take that off, and here's how you again, once you pick your font, if you have it, or if you have the actual font, this is how you kind of manipulate those things and make them bigger. So I like to make sure that names are nice and big on the thing, on your design, and then if you want to move it over, you can. It will kind of show you where it's centered, and then again, you want to make sure you have enough spacing, and that's just this little tab over here. You should give enough space, okay? So again, that's just, if you don't have a PSD, if you only have a PNG, that's how you can take things out. I know that maybe this was the word grandma, or this was the word Mima. It would be the same exact thing. If they wanted the word Mima, again, I would copy this. And sometimes, like I said, you got to manipulate it a little bit. But I copy that, and I would also, you know, if you needed to get it done, you can type in, again, just type in a new text layer. The same way that you get the color, if you wanted to make sure you get the same color here, there's a little eyedropper tool over here. Okay, this is called an eyedropper tool. And if you put that on any color that's on your design, it will pop up over here. Okay, so all you have to do is click on that little box here, and that will give you the exact color of whatever's in your design. So that's how you know how you can keep the same exact color codes. Okay, so the eyedropper tool is right over here. Okay, and sometimes you just hover over them, or if you just press down on them and hold your mouse button, it will show you exactly what it's called. Okay, and sometimes they have different variations of the tools under there, but usually what they have here is what you're going to use the most often. Okay, so that's how you do it with just a PNG. Why don't we do a wine glass, and I can kind of show you how I would do that, which again, it'll just show you a bunch of commands that we do in Photoshop, and you'd be surprised how often I would have to do this, just because if we had somebody had a design, or if they couldn't find a PSD or whatever it is, if you know that person just wasn't, you know, communicating with me anymore, I would have to kind of go in there and make sure that I can just kind of recreate it the best I knew how without having to hire a designer. And I think most of you have Photoshop, so it's really good to know these types of things. So let's go back over to the wine glasses. First, I'll see if you guys have any questions on that. Font is Candy Round. Okay, everyone's telling me the font. I wasn't looking. Candy Round. Okay, cool. All right, so let me just answer some of these questions. Let's see. Okay, so as far as some of you guys are asking about the shot glasses and beer mugs. So we are working on shot glasses, personalized. I think we're going to go with a white ceramic shot glass instead of like the kind of the clear where it'd have to be the way that we're normally been doing, like the beer mugs and things. That way you can add some color to them. So Randy is definitely working on that. We're shooting for next week to have those products. I had 3 or 4 people ask me about shot glasses on my Like Father, Like Daughter wine glass ad. And so I got with Randy yesterday, and I said, hey, there's some interest out there. I think it's a really cool idea. So Randy is working on that. And the beer mugs should be in the, let me make sure, I'll check to make sure that they are in the Printex file folder so you can upload them. I believe they should be. If not, I'll have to get those in there. But yeah, the beer mug should be in there. But again, you want to use, if you're going to do like a beer mug, you want to use like a dark gray, and you'll see if you do purchase it, you'll see I just kind of put a dark gray font on there, so that way it kind of shows on top of the beer mug, because the beer mug is like a frosted mug. Yeah, so Armando's asking, are those graphics now in the set if I purchase? Yes, I believe yes, they are. So I have a phone ready. With the father-son would be a good upsell. Definitely, I would definitely do that. I haven't tested yet, but I want to test, since we are now starting to sell some of the father-daughter wine glasses. I'm going to start a funnel and see if I can do a little case study for you guys on maybe upselling possible coffee mugs where I add a little bit of color to them, like the ones we gave away last week. And those are always good ideas. Definitely should be doing that. Okay, so Armando's asking, where is the PNG for the Like Father, Like Son wine glass so I can place the image in my funnel? I will see if Kelly has the PNGs, Armando. We just kind of had them on the product since we were, Randy was going to be fulfilling them anyway. So I'll try to round up those PNGs and put them in the members area under the products giveaways. So for all the wine glass stuff, I'll try to add just a folder for PNGs if you want to use them for something else. Because I think we had question about that. Okay, so Jeanette is asking, what is the difference in upload image and upload from Printex? So, okay, yeah, so if we go back here, and I'll just show you that instead of just telling you, it's easier to see. I can never find out where I'm at anymore. Okay, so the difference here is before we would just have, you would have to create all of your background images or your mock-up images, your 700 by 700, which is this image right here, okay? Before you would have to create all that, save it to your media gallery, and then you would upload it from there. So say if you just hit upload image, see, it brings you right to your media gallery. So you'd have to go create your mock-up with your design, and then you would just put it in your media gallery, and then you would upload it to there, which would create that. Even with the personalized stuff, you would have to have your design minus your personalization, and you would have to upload the background image right there. And so what we wanted to do was make it easier. Instead of just keeping them in drop boxes, and Randy had them on his site, and they were just kind of all over, we wanted to make it easier. So what we did is we started this, all these file folders just from print. They actually come from Printex. They're all of what Randy already has and what he's already given, what we have in the members area. But this way, you don't have to go searching for it. You just simply have to upload. So now you have different mock-ups in here. So you can see, you can go through here. If you look at like Bible covers. So here's the 4 different types of Bible covers. If you're looking at hoodies, there should be more in there. Oh, that's the zip up hoodie. Let's see, it might be taking a while to load. Women's V-neck. Okay, there we go. The V-neck. So you have different options in here, different colors. So in case you wanted to use that, you would just add that product to there, and then boom. So you can add that, and then normally, like you would have your regular text image in this. Like say if you were doing a, even a personalized design, you would have your reduced size image here, so it would show up on your shirt here. But this way, you don't have to go and do it all over and look for them and store them into your on your computer. Then actually put them in your media gallery. Everything should be in here. Now, not every single one is in here, but we have probably about 90% of everything that we've given on from the members area in here already. So, toddler tees, men's short sleeve tees. Let's take a look at that. Different colors. So, the basic stuff here: black, gray, green, and then, like I said, we're still trying to put everything in there so it's easy as possible. But again, here's just different, like socks if you're doing socks, that kind of thing. So that's the difference between these 2 buttons here. Is you can actually upload from Printex, or just normally. If you want to just do it yourself, you can still have that option here too. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so no problem, Janet. So are the wine glasses deal of the month pricing for now, or just Father's Day related glasses? So I think what the only wine glasses that are deal of the month for now is the like father, like daughters, or like mother, like the whole son and daughter, like that whole set. Though that specific design is what we're gonna do for the deal of the month. We can't have too many; it just gets too confusing. So those are the deal of the month right now, which I think is $12 for the set, $4.99 shipping. Okay, let's see if I can get through this. I got a few minutes here, and then I'm going to try to show you this. So this will be another cool little lesson. Let me put this back. So let's do this. Oops. So let's say if I wanted to do a double, like say if you had a different design for wine glasses than what we've already given you, so you have to kind of create it yourself. And you come in here and you see, okay, there's only one single one, okay? So I'm going to add the product, okay? So what I'm going to do is just simply, again, right-click on this, and I'm going to save the picture somewhere. I'll just save it to my desktop for now. Come over to Photoshop. Now I want to make sure that if it's going to be a background image, it's going to be that 700 by 700. So I'm trying to think if I have anything. Let's see. Let's just do a new one. For those of you that don't know, I'll just do a new file size for you. So when you want to create one, you can simply come in here, and on the newer version of the Photoshop, it will keep some of your most recently created image sizes. But if you want to come in here and you create a new one, all you have to do is type in your pixels in here, and we know that for that we need 700 by 700. Usually for the internet stuff, for just background images, it can be a 72 dpi. For all designs, it could be 200 or 300 depending on what your design is going on. But usually for just background images, it could just be a 72 dpi. So what that does is that gives you just your 700 by 700 square. Okay, so you can do it two ways. I'll go back. You can either save it, like I did, to my desktop, or if you right-click, you can actually copy the image and go back over to Photoshop and then simply paste. Okay, and sometimes it shows up when you're copying images. It will show up with this black background on it. I'll show you how to get rid of that. So I need to shrink that down. Okay, obviously, because we're going to try to make two wine glasses here. So what I did is I hit Control or Command T, and that selects that whole layer. Okay. Now, as you can see, I need to grab one of these corners and bring it down a little bit, but I need to get to the bottom corner. So what I do is I hit Control minus, and that does that. Also, if you do Control, like Control 0, it takes it all the way out from what you need. So you don't have to keep hitting minus, minus, minus. If you hit Control or Command 0, that will bring it all the way out to get to this corner here. So make sure you're holding Shift down, just grab that corner, and just slide it up to kind of where you think you're going to need it. Obviously, you might need to adjust it a little bit, okay? And then I hit Control plus to bring it back up a little. So to get rid of this background, you just have to take your magic wand and you just click into the background and then hit backspace, and that takes out that background right there, okay? Now, we want to make sure, we're trying to do like 2 wine glasses together. And this could be for anything. This could be if you're trying to copy layers of not just this particular example, but this will also, if you're trying to copy other layers, and I'll show you, because a lot of times you can do this easy stuff for mock-up images or even for design. So just kind of get it wherever you want it. And then a very simple thing is, as soon as you have it where you want it, you just come over to your layer here that you're on. So you make sure you're on your wine glass layer. You right-click to the right of the layer, and you simply duplicate layer. Now, if you wanted to duplicate this layer over to another tab that you have open, you can come down here and pick the destination, okay? But right now, we're just going to stay on the one that we have, and you just simply hit OK. Oops, I must have picked another place. Let's do it again. Duplicate layer. Okay, where is that? Oh, okay, so yep, we got it. So it's going to duplicate it right on top of your other layer. So now that this is the copy, and you can always rename these so you don't get confused. You can just double click in there and you can just name them wine glass 1, wine glass 2. So normally it will just, the default will be layer 1. So you can, like I said, you can rename those. But just make sure you're on your copy that you did. You go to your move tool and you simply move it over. Okay, and then you can come over here, and if you want to kind of do it how Randy does it, how he kind of has these buttoned up, and then there you go. There is your mock-up. So that's how you duplicate a layer in case you're ever trying to do something like that. And like I said, sometimes you can duplicate those and you can put them into any of the other tabs in case if you're working a lot in Photoshop, you'll see that happens a lot. So very simple thing. And also, if you want to delete a layer, say if you didn't want that, all you have to do is right-click and delete it. You can actually group those to make them one layer, all that kind of stuff. And so as you're kind of playing around in Photoshop, just once you learn one command, just make sure you kind of look around and mess around with it a little bit. That's exactly how I learned. I had people teach me stuff here and there, but it's just another simple thing. So that's how you can make a 2 wine glass mock-up on your own. And if you want, I can save that and put it in along with the members area today, and I'll try to maybe even get it into the Printex file database there, so we have it. So I'll put it in with the video today on the replay, just in case if you guys want it. Does that sound good? Okay. Any questions on the Photoshop stuff, guys? Where's my questions? Where's my questions? There we at. Okay. Let me scroll up here. Okay. Okay, Tina was saying you didn't mention to change the type and color when selecting from Printex. The way you left it, the design would be sent as a white unisex tee, even though you change it to the pink ladies V-neck. Very good. Okay, so just to show you what Tina's talking about, and Tina's awesome. She catches all my mistakes usually, and that's why I love her for it. So yeah, if you if you are going to duplicate a product, and if you do pick a different one, even though let's just say, like what she's talking about, let's just say I had a unisex tee here. Oops, I'm always pressing that. Why is that? Upload from Printex. Okay, so let's go to unisex tees. Where are they here? Oh, let's just say men's short sleeve. Okay, so use this as an example. If I had this, if this was already say white, and I chose a black and I added that, make sure you come up here into your color and change that. Okay, that way it will get sent to Printex with that color white, even though the background will be black. They will probably print it on a white shirt, and then your customer gets the wrong color, and then they get really mad at you, and you have to give them something for free. So yeah, definitely do that. So thank you for that. That was a good catch. Let's see. Yeah, she said she got caught. That happened to her. Got the wrong shirt. Robert's asking if we delete the plain mock-ups in the library, will that affect what products are already loaded using the library image? That's a good question. It may. I don't know that 100%, Robert, but I probably would not do it. I'm assuming if you're picking something from here. Oh, maybe your media library. Yes. Yes. So if you go into your media library, let's just say you wanted to upload an image here, and you're using a background image, let's just say whatever, it's whatever. Well, it's this, okay? If you delete that, it will take it out of whatever products that you are using with that particular image. So if you're using like a background image on a lot of your products, it will take it out of there. So do not do that, or else you'll have to go back and fix them all. Okay. Jeanette's asking, do we need to purchase Photoshop, or is that in the product? Yes, if you need to use Photoshop, you will have to buy that. Right now, they used to offer it to where you had to spend all this money up front, but right now it's just $10 a month through Adobe. So if you go to Adobe and you just want to sign up for Photoshop, it's definitely worth it. It's like we always kind of stress, it's the industry standard. You can try Canva and things like that too at first if you feel more comfortable. Canva is really, it's really good. But if you're gonna, continue with this, and eventually, I would say move over to Photoshop, and that way you can also just get the experience. But I know my wife Amy, she uses Canva a lot. You would never know. She's really, really good at it. She's using it a lot. She builds email campaigns. She does a lot of graphic images through Canva. So, but if you do want to get into Photoshop, it's $10 a month through Adobe. Do you have to delete the background layer to make a transparent background? Well, since we upload, so when we upload, Howard's asking if we have to delete the background layer to make it a transparent. Normally, yes. Okay, so especially for like art files. Okay, so if you're in here, and I'll show you guys what he's talking about. So if you're in here, so if you are uploading an art file, which do we have Cool Grandma? Yeah, sometimes if I copy it over, let's just say, I'll just show you what he's talking about. Let's just change this to white. So if you're using an art file, you definitely want to make sure that you delete the background color. Or if you get a PSD and it has a background, you make sure you want to unclick that eyeball so it's transparent. Otherwise, that white is going to show up on a white shirt, okay? And I guarantee the two whites are not the same. So you definitely want to make sure as far as your art files, this file here needs to be transparent. Now, as far as the background image or your mock-up, that's not necessarily that big of a deal. You can, if you want, just take that off and to be safe, but it shows up white anyway. So when you go over to your background image, see how it's white behind here? So it doesn't really matter as far as your background image is. All you have to do, but if you want to play it safe, there's no reason why you shouldn't have to. So you can always just unclick the eyeball just to make sure. That way it makes you feel better. Go ahead and do it. But it really doesn't matter as far as the background images. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so Tina's asking, in the ladies, there's 4 colors of pink. What pink do I type? That is a good question. I didn't even notice that. What is the command? Let's take a look. And that would probably be a really good question. I'm writing down the ones that I can't answer, so I'm going to make sure I ask Greg about the affiliates. Let me just take a look. So what Tina's asking everyone is if, just move this down here. So she's noticing that there's 4 colors of pink. What was it, the ladies, Tina? I believe what you said. Okay, so like even for instance on this, there's a couple different pinks. What should happen is these should be labeled. So because I can tell that this is like a lighter pink or a darker pink. So I'll ask Randy about that, and we'll make sure. If anything, if you are using something where you notice that there's a different color or a similar color, I would just reach out to Randy and say, is there a certain, here's the color shirt compared to this. Until we get that figured out, just reach out to him and make sure he knows, he gives you the correct color code for that or whatever he would call that, because he would probably have a different name than what I would call it and tell you now. But that's a good catch, because that should be labeled so that way there's no confusion. Say for instance, here's like a gray, this is more like a charcoal, this is more like an ash gray. I kind of know that just from working with this stuff, but to someone who doesn't, that's a very good question. And I will bring that up to Randy and Greg. So thank you for that, Tina. Okay, I think that's it. What is the Photoshop alternative? Oh, it's called Canva. Let me just put that in here. And I wouldn't necessarily call it a Photoshop alternative, but definitely it's a very great, awesome program, great tool, great graphic tool. So you can learn a lot on it. So I'll put that in the chat. But really, Photoshop, you can do so many more things with Photoshop, especially saving certain types of files and all that kind of stuff. But here's where you want to go to check out canva.com. Okay, Tina said she'd been reporting that for a week with no understanding of my issue. Okay, I understand it, so I'll get to the bottom of it, okay? What was the command to get the box to the right for the alphabet? Janine is asking that. So when you have your text selected, let's get back to one with text. So if I have my text selected, Janine, I will hit Control or Command A to select it, and then Control or Command T. T is in Tom. Okay, and like I said, most of this stuff is up here anyway. And this, I see all this stuff centered and colored and arch, and your text size and all that. But this is definitely, I mean, this is how I do it, just because you have just about everything there, and you can see that you can do, if you want a first letter capitalized, if that's the way the font works, depending on the font, you can do that. So you have to really kind of just see what the font allows, but yeah, so you can do your color here, your even spacing between letters right here. You can make the letters high, tall or short, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, there's where all of your fonts are right here in this little drop down. Cool, cool. All right, guys, let me see if any other questions. I just want to ask, do you guys want to have more? I know that a lot of you are thinking about Photoshop or just want to learn. I mean, if you want to have more Photoshop webinars, just type yes in the question. So it's just so I can gauge, and we can really, I can get with Kelly, who is awesome and is really just knows a lot of shortcuts, and I will definitely get with her if you guys are interested, and we can come up with some really cool webinars, just to simple things like that, what we will learn today. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so okay, so Lady Yvette, if you want to go to, let me see, if you want, she wants to know how do I get Photoshop. I'll put the link in here for you so you have it. It's an Adobe product. So Adobe, offers, they're the ones that do like Adobe Images. They do what's the one for Adobe After Effects? The one for I have it. I can't even think of it right now. But I'll put this site in here. So this is, you can buy a bundles, or you can do, some of them are monthly. Most of them are monthly plans. Okay. And it's kind of like the Adobe Creative Cloud. And I'll put this in here, and you can kind of check it out. Give me 1 second, sorry. Mouse is not cooperating. I think that would be the one you'd want to go to. Yeah, Adobe. Yep, so they do Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. So normally, if you since you're a beginner, if you're thinking about getting it, I would just probably start with Photoshop. Like I said, it's $10 a month, so can't really go wrong with that. Yep, no problem. Cool, guys. All right, well, I think we're going to end it there. If you have any other questions, let me know. I will get these other questions that I could not get answered for you. Find out as soon as I can, and I'll get the replay in the members area. And let me know how the wine glasses are going. And if you have any issues with, if you are ordering the Father's Day stuff, just let me know. I will redo that one design, so you can go ahead and purchase, but I will make sure that I replace the file in there with the fishing partners design. So I wouldn't mock that up quite yet. Just give me a little bit of time, and I'll get that fixed up for you. If you have any other questions, I know the shop site for me has just been hard. I don't know if there's a bug on it. I had to have our IT department look at it. So if there's any problem ordering, just reach out to me on Facebook, the Facebook group, or Skype, okay? Terry, how do you reach me? Just tag me in Skype or Facebook, just Michael Tranter, my Skype. You can just reach me in any one of the groups. So if you're part of the TREXecom group, the TREXecom help group, you can just tag me in there, and I will answer you. So, or just make a Facebook post and just tag Michael Tranter. I should pop up as soon as you start typing my name in, but that's how you spell my name. Cool. All right, guys, awesome. Glad you enjoyed it. I will talk to you guys soon, and I'll have the replay in the members area in a little bit, and I'll let you know. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.